Hey, gorgeous guys and girls. I just wanted to bite the bullet and come and introduce myself a little bit. I've been watching everyone's YouTube videos for a lot of years, and I've never had the nerve to come live. So I've decided to bite the bullet and do some live videos. I wanted to talk about my journey with Chiari, Chiari malformation. It's basically an ACM. It's called Arnold Chiari malformation. And what it is basically is brain disease, incurable brain disease. For anyone who doesn't know what Chiari is, it's basically an brain hernia. Sounds a bit boring, which but I want people out there to know that just because you're diagnosed with Chiari doesn't mean that you're going to die. It doesn't mean that your life has to stop. In fact, it was the opposite for me. You see, my life began. I met new friends who got Chiari and were an amazing support system for me. And I think back then when I was first diagnosed, if I didn't have that support system in them who knew what I was going through, who understood, I'm not sure what the outcome would have been for me. I was actually at a very low point in my life. Now, I just get on with things. I have good and bad days. For anyone who doesn't know what Chiari is, it's a bit complicated. I was told when I went to hospital after an MRI, they come onto the ward and she said to me, "Shall we get your family up here?" Now, I was 35 at the time, thinking the worst, but I was also a very strong person. I'd just come through a lot of things. And I was like, no, I will decide if they have to be told and when. I went into protection mode straight away. And he just sort of said, "You've got a high brain hernia," which means I've got a hernia in the back of my head. And it told me a lot of other information that I didn't take in much at the time. And I just sort of said, "So it's not a brain tumour?" And he sort of laughed a little bit, no. So I don't think I fully grasped the magnitude of it all. It took me a little while, but I sort of said, "Can I go home now?" Because I'd been admitted to hospital. And he looked a bit astonished and said, "Are you sure you want to go home?" I went, "Yeah, I'm going to go home." To my family, I made it very light-headed, right, as though it didn't really, nothing much to concern yourselves about, and that was it. But secretly, I'd Googled it, which was a big mistake. Don't ever Google it. And it showed me the very worst case. And it showed me a lady who couldn't breathe. But I didn't realise she got other illnesses as well. Anyway, to top it all off, my neurologist appointment was for 2 weeks. I spent the entire 2 weeks crying. I was frightened. But then I'd go out to my mum's and I'd be like, "Everything's fine. I'm doing good." Inside, I was so scared. But I went to the neurologist appointment and he was amazing. A new neurologist, because I went to a neurologist for a different thing, which I'll go more into eventually. This is how it was the lead up to me finding that I got brain disease. But I sort of went to the appointment full of dread and I come out full of hope. He sort of said, I've got 2 other patients with Chiari, because it's supposed to be rare, but there's so many people out there, so many wonderful, amazing people, and I've had the pleasure to meet some of them. which is something that I will treasure. I'm going to go a bit more into Chiari at some point on my next video, because this channel is going to be mainly about brain disease and weight loss, mainly about weight loss, which I'm going to get into next. Weight is my biggest battle. It is a major battle for me. I have other health problems. My mobility isn't good, which is not through the brain disease. It was through an incident with a previous partner. Before this incident, I was typical normal size, but it took me a long time to come round after that, and I put on the weight massively. But now I want to be held accountable to someone. My family love me, and they're all, like, you big boned, just like us. But I'm not. My problem is portion sizes mainly, and the times I eat. So I want to I've come live because I'm going to make myself accountable to someone, whether it be one person, because I'm going to do it. I've already started, and I'm going to take you on this journey with me. And I hope you'll join me in this. Subscribe to this channel, because I'm going to be doing lots of cooking videos, healthy cooking videos. I'm going to be talking a little bit more about how I got here with brain disease and how it all come about and happened. There will be no names mentioned at all, because it's a part of my life that is over with. I was very young. We all was. And it's not a nice story, but it's one that I feel that I need to tell, because back then I didn't have a voice. Back then I couldn't walk. I was in hospital and I had no voice. I felt like I had to go along with everyone else's decision for me. So I never told anyone this. The professionals knew, and I would never, ever put my ex-husband in a position where he would be named, because we are both long out of the relationship, not in contact at all, and we've got different lives now, which I'm very pleased about. Which may you ask why I'm dragging all this up.